Yeah. Back again here on Vidane TV for another Thursday night racing action. A little bit of road racing here. Just wrapped up qualifying, getting done with the pace lap. There you can see Keith Haney and James Lehman up there on the front row, getting ready to take a 23-car field through the track. 12 turns here at Sonoma in California. Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. alongside Mike James on the rock, getting ready to go green.
Well, welcome back to Sonoma, California. Boy, it's going to be a great night, and these guys know how to get the road course going on. Great to see James Lehman and Keith Haney at the top of the board. It's going to be a wild one. We got 23 vying for the big one. Scott Patton all the way to the back, but we are green, 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 brother!
New colors from the 88 car. Kyle Chadwick there in the Air Jordan Toyota, looking mighty fine there. There you see Vernon Markheim, great qualifying spot. Already up one position to fourth, and Wesley Holland rounding out the top five. And man, oh man, Mikey, this is one of my favorite road course racetracks. Just because the hills and the challenges, the S-curves, there's a chicane or two in there, and the scenery is absolutely flawless around this racetrack.
Yeah, the elevation changes are definitely one of a challenge for these drivers, so it'll be interesting to see who got their practice time in tonight. For the fact they're only seeing 23 drivers here tonight goes to show how challenging Sonoma could be for some of these drivers.
100%. You can see the cloudy, overcast skies here definitely affects the way iRacing handles these race cars, and we're looking really, really good here. Just taking a quick look at the field. We're actually missing, it looks like we're missing Scott Patton. He missed the start of the race, so we're going to see if we can get him up here in the booth and take a peek and have him get in here. But that's tough when you're as quick as Patton is, one of the league sponsors here and one of the participants as well. You miss the start of the race, kind of hard to finish it.
100%, and looking at the field right now, 18 drivers going to be vying for this one. 32 laps going to be on the board here for the Stone River Cup. Live here on Vidane TV. I'm Mike James from Eastbound International Speedway, all the way up here in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador, the oldest city in North America. Great to be with you, Showtime.
Absolutely, always good working alongside with you here, Mikey. And man, it's awesome seeing these guys run the road courses. We ran the Circuit of the Americas a few weeks ago here on Vidane TV, one of the most technical tracks here on the iRacing service, and may mention it's really only been a racetrack for 10 or so years, and this one's been around for a long time. This one, just like Watkins Glen, it's been in the racing simulations and the games for many, many years, so it's one of those tracks that a lot of the drivers kind of have a lot of muscle memory towards, so it's always good to see. You can see James Lehman, gets in just a little bit hot, slams on the brakes, the front brakes lock up, almost backs it into the tires there. Going to lose a lot of track position there. You can see 6th, 7th place going on by, 8th place going on by. Time he gets it going and grabs a gear all the way back to 8th place from 2nd, going for the lead there. So that's definitely a tough break for the Lehman machine with the 05.
That little spinorama by Lehman brought me back to my early racing career back in 2004 out of Detroit. I remember wiping out into a hairpin, and in our series they made you go all the way back where you exit and come back in, but no harm, no foul here, no penalty, but yeah, we got smacked on the back of the hand if we didn't come back in where we left.
Absolutely, and there you can see the 87 of Haney holding on to the lead, and the 88 machine at Chadwick, he saw the mistake happen from the 2nd place of the 05 car of Lehman, and he's doing everything he possibly can to try and close in on that back bumper. He's got about a 2nd deficit that he needs to try and make up here. 32 laps is a long way here on this road course, so anything can happen.
Oh, 100%, and this is going to be a challenge. We're going to see more of that. Those upsets in the balance of power. James Lehman, who has now fallen off 6 spots, finds himself back in 8th position. Now, if it had to happen a little bit later, they would have had a little bit extra breathing room, but the pack is still pretty tight here. 37 seconds off the pace right now from our 18th position all the way up to the front. So Keith Haney is your leader. Kyle Chadwick, P2, and Vernon Markheim, who had an awesome week last week at a podium finish.
Yeah, great talking to the points leader here in this series. A comfortable lead for the 33 of Vern Markheim, and 33 car running in 3rd, Wes Holland 4th, and Christopher Davis rounding out the top 5. And taking a look at the second half of the top 10, you can see the 82 car, the Ford machine of Brian Abbott, Kim Quick up there as well. James Lehman still holding on to that 8th spot after the little spinneroonie action there in turn number 11. Jeff Merck and Charlie Widener rounding out the top 10, and you can see this field is pretty spread out throughout the racetrack, giving a lot of give and take, a lot of space right here. There you can see Jay Smoke on the 58 losing a position there to Eric Talent, but he's up 2 overall since the start of this race.
Yeah, looking at the lap times here, quickest lap around here was Kyle Chadwick on the last one, 119.5. And looking throughout the field, you can tell who threw the amount of practice in throughout this week and put the setup into their cars. 128 is the slowest time, so you're talking about 8.5 seconds. So that's going to quickly build up here as we look at the lap times here. After a little bit, you're going to see a couple of cars being lapped.
And a lot of these drivers going to be doing a little bit different pit strategy. We've seen some drivers try to split these races up into 3 stops or 2 stops, and some drivers try to split them 50-50. So it's going to be interesting to see who does what and how well they're able to do it. And it's also great to see that there's so many different strategies here. Haney putting up another half second on his lead, and we're just kind of sifting through the field here, going through. Taking a look right now, the 78 car. James Hearns, good-looking Valvoline car there, trying to get into the back of the number 5 car of Eric Talent.
It's great to see. Well, not great to see, but we're seeing a couple of cars there. Milfelt Jr. just went off track. Earlier on, Charlie Widener came off the track just a little bit. James Lehman coming off just slightly. You're seeing the screen light up here. A couple of these drivers having some issues here in the corners, coming off track just a little bit here.
Very tactical racetrack. You can see the 41 trying to outbrake Vern Markheim, gets right up to the back bumper, puts a little scuff mark on it, no harm, no foul, but not able to complete the pass there. And you can see Vern Markheim able to drive away just a bit as he heads on down into turn number 1.
Keith Haney passed his lap on the last one of 119.48, so tops that last lap by Kyle Chadwick. So Haney getting a little bit quicker, holding on to that P1. So he's doing quite well here. I believe that 2 seconds now on Kyle Chadwick.
There you can see the gap, the 88 car dropping back just a little bit. Great looking race car, black and red. Favorite color combo of myself, but you can see trying to close back in. He cut off about 4/10 or so, kind of back and forth. And he's got a lot of room behind him. There you can see the gap between he and the 3rd place of Vern Markheim in that 33 machine. So doesn't really have any pressure behind him. He's able to hit his marks and basically try and out-corner Haney in the 87 to see if he can move up any further.
Still plenty of action to go here. These guys have to be careful here. We see a cone get kicked out there by Haney. So you really need to record some green flag runs here. No cautions here. So these guys have got to get back. If they do come off course, they have to get back on the track immediately, or they're going to fall off the map here. But you got to log quite a few laps before you start taking some risks here.
Want to take a second and give a shout out to Stone River Outfitters, actually jumping on board as the Multi-League Cup Series sponsor here. They've been a big supporter of the league and the Cup Series here, jumping on board as a title sponsor this week. They're a fly fishing outfit out of Amherst, New Hampshire, and pretty cool to see. It's a brick and mortar shop. You can get them on Facebook and online on their website, and lots of cool stuff. I've never actually been fly fishing myself. I could never really get behind the science of it, but I've actually tied a few flies back in my day. My great-grandfather was pretty well known in the Northeast for being an avid fly fisherman, and built a lot of bamboo rods and all sorts of good stuff. So it's cool to see that Stone River Outfitters supporting the Multi-League Cup Series here this afternoon.
Well, you should download the movie River Runs Through It if you want to learn about fly fishing. But great movie on the river, and lots of fly fishing up here north, Labrador, and as well as Newfoundland. Johnny Cash used to hang out up there as well as George Bush.
Goes way back, just like racing all over the place. And you guys got a little bit of racing action in up there on Sunday, did you not?
100%. The Advanced Auto Parts NASCAR Series finally launched up here in Newfoundland, Labrador, and man, oh man, did he ever put on a show. 100 laps, green flag, no cautions. So first time is a historical moment, 7 years within the NASCAR family, and I've yet to see a 100-lap main event with no cautions. So pretty intense, a lot of position changes, pretty exciting for the fans.
Pretty exciting here as well. It's Sonoma Raceway working lap number 7 on the board here. Lap number 8, 7 laps on the board, working lap number 8. Easy enough for me to say. And we're taking a look at the battle right now for third. Holland is holding on to it there in the 41 car. Vern Markheim dropping back to fifth in that fourth rather, and Davis moving up to fifth in that 38 car. Doing a great job. One of the two Canadians here, Christopher Davis in the 38 car running fifth, and James Hearns in the 78 car. Saw him a few laps ago, currently in the 11th position.
Yeah, Hearns is going to be your hard charger at this point. The 78 machine picking up 6 spots since the start, so he's a man on the move. Merck, the other one, like you said, he's after picking up 4. So those are your two hot-to-trot drivers here this evening, making some moves. A couple that have fallen off. James Lehman earlier on with that position in the hairpin, losing a lot of momentum, has lost 6 spots, but he's managed to stay in the 8th spot and starting to regain momentum of what we've seen shine out of that 05 machine at the beginning of this race.
And we're getting to be close to about the 1/3 mark here in this 32-lap race, and that's going to really tell us who is going to come down pit road and when. Obviously going to get 4 tires and fuel every single time, but we may see some of these drivers try and split this race into 2. They're gonna end up gambling a little bit. No cautions here, no full course cautions, because it is a road course. The caution laps take a long time to complete, so we're gonna go green the entire way. You're gonna lose a lot of time though with extra laps on those tires, but you're gonna gain a lot of time with not having to be on pit road twice. So it's going to be a gamble. We're going to see somebody do each of the 2 different strategies, and it's just a matter of time before we find out who's going to do it.
Well, it looks like Scott Patton has joined us, so he might have had some technical difficulties earlier on. Dave Schreck as well has also joined us as well.
Yeah, there you can see Scott Patton in the 46 car joining the field, currently a few laps down in the 18th spot, trying to gain some positions on some drivers. Not really wishing ill will on anybody else, but hoping a couple drivers fall out and try and gaining a few spots there.
Yeah, he's about a lap and a half, or almost a lap and a half, or lap and 3/5. Let's do some math here, some fractions in my brain here. But Scott Patton had an awesome night at in Austin, Texas, and boy, was that an upset that night. I believe it wasn't, if my memory jars me correctly, Jeff Merck that took the win that night in the cat machine. Is that correct?
I believe you are correct.
Yeah, the upset in turn number 1 on that final lap. So hopefully we don't see that on this one, as lap traffic was a factor in that big race.
Christopher Davis hard on the brakes, smoking those tires, trying to get around the 33 of Vern Markheim, putting on one heck of a show. He got right up to that back bumper once again, but some heads-up driving, got in there just a little bit too hot, and was able to get that car woed up before slamming into the back of the 33 car. It's never anything you want to actually see here, especially being the points leader and running in the top 5. Still no pressure from behind as they work this hairpin turn down at the end of the racetrack, and you can see both cars still relatively clean. Couple of dings and dents, but no major damage.
Yeah, well, even if you do get out of shape here, there's lots of room a lot of the times to manage to do, clean yourself up, wipe yourself off, get back on track, and get back on the hammer, just like we seen with the 05 James Lehman earlier on. So lots of room here, but, obviously you get into that dirty stuff is not good for the tires.
Relatively clean all the way around the racetrack. Not seeing too many drivers go off track. No dust bunnies or dust clouds. You can see Haney has gained quite a bit, up to a 3.1 second lead over Chadwick. Whoa, Chadwick a little bit loose, as we say, just that. Lose it in the back end of the race car in a little bit of time. And that's really gonna start the 41 car on a move. He sees that the 88 might be driving just a little bit too hard for the tires that are underneath that car, so he's going to crank up the wick and start burning it at both ends, try and catch up on that second place car.
We'll be interested who's been set up for the short run, long run, like you said earlier about the pit strategy. Who's going to try to extend this, whether they're going to make it 3 or even 2. I'm not sure what the fuel window on these cars here tonight, but here, what a beautiful move right here by the 41 now as he takes up that spot from Kyle Chadwick, the 88. Going to fall off a spot. What a beautiful move. Now Hollow picking up 4 spots since the start of this race.
Great racing all the way through here. It seems like the 38 car backed up just a little bit, giving Vern Markheim a little bit of room in that 4th position there. We'll take a peek. Here's the 82 of Brian Abbott coming up the hill and making his way through the S turns. And relatively clean car there as well. You can look kind of heading down. You can really see just how different this racetrack is. Lots of hills, up, down, sideways, left and right. Lots of technical turns here in this racetrack. There you can see James Lehman up one more spot to 7th after that little bit of a wiggle there. We're getting on the brakes a little bit too hard there in the hairpin turns. He's recovered a little bit, but man, oh man, that track time that he lost is going to be hard to make up here, especially without any cautions.
If you look at the mile per hour of these cars on the uphills, you can, really have a sense of what we're seeing in the elevation climbs here at Sonoma as they drop it down here into the deep corner here. They're dropping it down to 50 miles an hour and then upwards of 140 miles an hour. So some pretty quick spots here on the track as we tracked Widener now at about 85 miles an hour here on the track.
A lot of fast, wide open turns here, but there's also a lot of tight technical turns. Taking a peek, there's a little off-road action. The 75 of Wally Tierheimer finding himself pointing in the wrong direction, but he's going to grab a gear, get on going, and you can see a couple of cars going on by. He's going to drop a lap there to the leaders. The top 3 cars make it on by, and there you can see Vern Markheim, the next car in line. So tough break for the 75 machine.
Just looking at the elevation changes throughout this one, 12 turns at Sonoma, 160 feet of elevation changes. So imagine your brain going up and down at some of these speeds.
Especially having to turn right and left, the hairpin turns, the S's. There's a lot to think about when you go through this racetrack. Working a lap number 13, 20 to go here at Sonoma.
All right, let's have a pop quiz for our fans at home. Who won the last cup race here at Sonoma?
Oh, geez. I know it was 2019. I don't remember who won it.
Don't give the answer away, bro.
I'm not giving the answer away. I don't know myself. I know it was definitely going to be 2019. I don't remember who it was, though.
Don't Google it, fans.
Seeing some folks over in the YouTube and over on the Facebook chats.
We'll give you 10% off the day merch.
There you go. We like that.
with the code Tangley.
Just taking a quick peek, looking through the chat. Want to give everybody a shout out for tuning in here tonight. Give us a shout. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're pulling for. A little bit different here tonight, being that we don't have any caution laps. Usually, we've got a lot of the drivers kind of jump into the chat and talk with some of the viewers and some of the fans. Jay Smoke in the 58 car, very well known for that. A lot of the drivers listen along as they're racing. They got the in-car iPads, so to speak, and they're able to kind of take a look at the race broadcast. You can see Charlie Widener in the 95 trying to hold on to that top 10 spot in the spam car. James Hearn's getting all over the back bumper, and there you can see James Lehman working his way up through traffic. Gets around Brian Abbott in the 82 car. He moves himself up to 6th.
Just looking, actually, I had to Google it myself, but did they actually race at Sonoma in 2020? Because I don't think so. 2019 was the last time.
Yeah, I knew that much because they mentioned that, I think, during the Cup broadcast, and that was one of those weird instances where I paid attention.
I'll give you a hint. He's my best friend.
Well, that gives it away. Everybody knows you're a Truex fan.
Right? Back-to-back winners. 2 in a row for Truex. Harvick 3 years ago. So Martin Truex dominating the road courses. He's having a great year this year. For those Canadian listeners, we really miss Cole as his Canadian crew chief, but he's enjoying himself up in the Rocky Mountains. He's just a ski resort, actually, after he left Furniture Row, and now with Joe Gibbs. So a little bit of an early retirement.
Well, sometimes that's what it's all about.
NASCAR to a ski resort. I don't know. That's a funny one.
Taking a look at the left side of your screen there, the iRacing, or the Vidane TV rather, scoring tower. Those lap times are the lap times the last time they crossed the stripe. And you can see 41 car Holland a little bit quicker. He's moved himself into the 2nd spot, trying to close in on the leader. And it's taking a peek now. Looks like the leader's coming down pit road, as is Kyle Chadwick. He's going to come down, get service. Wes Holland in the 41 car going to stay out and try and lead himself a lap. Christopher Davis stays out. Vern Markheim coming in. So business is about to pick up down here on pit road.
Well, with 17 to go, I mean, obviously they're going to try to split it in half here, or just a one to go here, one pit stop possibly, as we look at the who's actually the takers on this one. Keith Haney, Kyle Chadwick, Vernon Markheim, Kim Quick, Charlie Widener, all on pit road right now.
4 tires and fuel going to be the story of the day here on pit road. Taking a look, there's Kim Quick, Charlie Widener, bumper to bumper on pit road, and Wesley Holland currently leading this race. Is he going to come down this time, or is he going to be one of the drivers to try and test out the one-stop theory? He was running third earlier on, and currently holding on to the lead. No pressure behind him. It's 8 seconds all the way back to the current second-place car of Christopher Davis. So we'll see this time if he comes down pit road or if he's going to chance it a little bit.
Maybe he's got those extra big fuel lines in it that holds a couple extra gallons.
Nobody cheats in auto racing. Come on now. You know that. There he is, pit road.
Upset. I was in Charlotte, North Carolina a couple years ago, and I got to go to the burn. That was the original burn in the Days of Thunder scene where he's talking to the car, and man, that burn is dilapidated. But I'll never forget that point where he said he's going to give you the bigger lines for an extra gallon of fuel.
Some of the great crew chiefs always trying to find that gray area and press the issue just a little bit. But there you can see Wes Holland on pit road, Christopher Davis, Brian Abbott coming on down. And look who's leading. James Lehman in the 05 Toyota back up to the point, but he still has to come down pit road. So this may be an opportunity for him to gain a little bit of track position or do a little bit of gambling like we talked about earlier on. If he can split this race into a one-stop race, 50-50 each way, it ends up being 16 laps each, potentially could gain a little bit of track position by not being on pit road twice. But he's going to end up losing a lot of time on the tires that he's on, and we'll be able to see that here if he stays out once again, and we'll be able to compare lap times with some of these drivers that just got fresh tires.
Yeah, well, Lehman taking some chances here, but kind of had to pick up all those spots. Currently now one spot from the start. He was on the outside of the start of this one. Jeff Merck now picking up 8 spots. He finds himself in third place. And Haney, who has reported to pit road, he's in sharp position for this one as he still holds that P2. Here comes Lehman around the hairpin. That is earlier on. We've seen him wipe out just a little bit, but managed to squeeze it through this time.
Key point there is he did it on the right side of pit road, staying out another lap here. So James Lehman, I think he's going to try and gamble. He's only got about a 4-second lead over Keith Haney, and you can see there the lap times on the left of your screen. 1 minute 19 seconds for Haney on the 87, who's second right now on fresher tires, compared to the 1 minute 24 seconds on Lehman. Definitely going to end up losing the lead here. I think Keith Haney's going to be able to run him down in a matter of a couple of laps, but he's going to be able to run a little bit better than 7th or 8th where he was before after that mishap.
Now, I was trying to figure out what the heck he was actually saying to the car in Days of Thunder. Do you remember?
Oh gosh, it's been forever since I've watched the movie. I don't remember.
I think it was something about the engine low to the ground, extra thick oil in the pan to cut the wind from underneath you. It would give you 30 or 40 more horsepower.
Well, who couldn't go without 30 or 40 extra horsepower? Come on, now.
I'm going to give you a fuel line that will hold an extra gallon of gas. I'm going to shave half an inch off you and shape you like a bullet.
There you go. Famous words. AC Lehman coming down pit road. He must have looked at the lap times. He might have been listening to us here on Vidane TV, but he's going to drop back to second, give up that lead, come get some tires and fuel. And you see Keith Haney has inherited the lead. And according to timing and scoring, looking like about a 7-second lead over Kyle Chadwick in the 88. You can see that little tiny red dot there way back in the back of your screen there. So a great stop for that 87 Ford team.
100%. Haney has been dominant throughout this whole series right from the beginning. So he has held all right from lap number 1. So 14 to go here for Keith Haney, dominated in the 87 machine. Kyle Chadwick, like you said, within about 7 seconds, but picking up about 10 to 2/10 of a second there. So a little bit sharper here. Kyle Chadwick laying down some rubber.
And you can see the lap times almost identical there within the minute 19-second spot for the top 3 drivers, Haney, Chadwick, and Markheim. Holland had a little bit of a mishap, it looks like, minute 28, and right around a minute 20 mark for the rest of the field, which is pretty on par. There's always 2 or 3 guys that kind of stick out here on road racing, especially in the iRacing service, and it kind of shows that we don't necessarily want to call them ringers because we see them every Thursday night here on Vidane TV, but always seem to kind of move up towards the front here on these road course races.
Well, Holland will pick up a spot on the 33, Bruno Markheim, so that's a big move for the 41 as he lands himself in that podium position in P3. Oh, wow, big lap time for Kyle Chadwick. Breaks the 119 mark with a 1:18.88. Man on the move right now.
You can see those the lap time differences between the first and a second place driver, Haney and Chadwick's been quicker on the past 18 or the past 5 laps. Of the past 5 laps, Chadwick's been quicker 3 of them. Easy enough for me to say.
Well, you look at right now with 13 to go here, he picked up half a second there. Now within 7/10 of a second, actually, over the last couple laps. So quite possible chance for the 88 to get to the back bar of Haney. Haney has to be careful and really be precision in these corners here because Chadwick is a man on the move right now. And look at that, down to 5.5 seconds. So just a little bobble here and there could be a major upset right now as Chadwick is hard on the hammer right now. You see him entering the hairpin as you see Haney exiting. This is going to be a doozy here. Lots of time left here, Paul. 13 to go, 12 to go, my bad here. But plenty of racing to go here. Just over a third of the way.
Let's take a lap here with the 88 car, shall we? On board with the Chadwick machine, and you can see just how technical this track is. You can't even see over the hill there in turn number 1, and looking up into these S's, you can get a great view of the clouds, but you're still driving uphill, still driving up here, left, right, left. Oh, now we're going to go downhill now. Wide open turn here, and you can see a wide turn trying to close in. Got to hit the rumble strips on the right side, hit him on the left side, barely missed that wall. Ay. Hard on the brake, and to drop it all the way down to second gear. Then he's left on the corner, hit those rumble strips. Left-hand turn, hit the rumble strips over there too, down the hill through the S's. Man, oh man, I love this racetrack.
We should get a couple cars and do a rental car program.
Oh, absolutely. And make sure we get the insurance on all those rental cars too.
Just put it on the gold card. We use that on the credit card.
There you go. We'll charge the damages to Vidane TV, but here you can see turn number 11 all the way down to first gear. Hard right-hand turn. It's almost like a tighter backwards Martinsville down there. We've heard it. And hard on the gas again, all the way up through the gears. Wide open straightaway here, up into turn number 1 again. And you go through all those ups and downs and lefts and rights. And while we were riding on board, he got 4/10 off of the lead. So 88 Kyle Chadwick on the move.
On the move for sure, as we see the technical that Sonoma offers here for these drivers. But these straights, when you're coming into these corners, they creep up on you so fast. Compared to doing oval racing, some of the greatest road course guys are coming out of Quebec and out of Canada. But as we see, Chadwick way off the course is going to lose a bit of time there as he tries to get around some lap traffic.
That's our good buddy in the 58 car, Jay Smoke, Jason Hughes, and actually made a comment. It must have been on his pit stop there in the YouTube chat. Man, I'm a big fan of road racing. ... Not. So not quite a fan, but holding his own. Currently running 12th right now, Jason Hughes in the SRX car. And man, oh man, SRX next weekend, Stafford Speedway, 8 o'clock Saturday night, baby. I'm excited. And we got Vidane Racing Night. Jarrett Bolliard has confirmed he's the Vidane Super Speedway champion 2 years ago. bringing the belt back here to Connecticut. He's going to jump in the Renner race car, street stock. He's going to pilot that thing at Stafford Motor Speedway next Friday night. Oh, man. Oh, man. It's going to be exciting.
I got an idea for you. You need to get Smoke in the rental car.
As long as he pays for the damages. Got a feeling. Oh, Jay! Speaking of Smoke, Jay Smoke kicking up some smoke, spinning around there. He gathers it back up and grabs the gear.
Every time we talk about this guy, this is the second time this has happened to him.
Yeah, it's tough. We'll talk about somebody else. Let's go look at the leader.
Haney.
Keith Haney in the third rock car doing a great job. Still holding on to the lead. About 4.75 second lead over Kyle Chadwick there in the 88 Jordan car. And Wesley Holland still third. Vern Markheim still fourth. And Brian Abbott rounding out the top five. After the pit stop, James Lehman still running sixth here. He bounces off the rumble strips. Christopher Davis running in at the seventh spot. There you can see him. Charlie Widener and Kim Quick. And Eric Talent rounding out the top five. And looking at timing and scoring, it looks like we've got 16 cars or so still on the lead lap. So still lots of action happening here. 10 laps to go at Sonoma.
Scott Patton picking up a few spots as he battles it out. I believe if we do have a chat with him later on, possibly a technical issue there at the beginning of this race as he kind of was not on the map there as we got the start of this race. So we'll have hopefully a word with him later on to see what happened there at the beginning. But unfortunately for him, he is one to be watching for at these road courses. He's a very technical driver and did awesome at Austin, Texas. So very unfortunate not to see him in the mix, but holding on to P14 right now, the 46 machine. Patton's Custom Paints, folks, if you're looking for a iRacing paint job, Scott Patton's the man. You got to check him out, Patton Paints.
100%. Got some awesome paint schemes over on his Facebook page, facebook.com/Patton Paints. And he painted a lot of the cars throughout the race here tonight and all of the 7 or 8 series throughout the multi-league. He's the official painter of the multi-league group. And also got to give a shout out to RSI Group, Kim Quick, the network engineer, president of that company, rsigroup.net, be able to help you out with all your networking needs. Then you can see PRS Solutions Incorporated, quick and easy removal of VCT laminate, wood, tile, and glue down carpet. Give them a shout. There's the number right there on your screen. Take a quick snapshot of it with your phone and give them a shout. Kong and Beer Bong, be the life of the party and make the good times better. Check it out at kong.twodrunk.net. Just came out with a camouflage line. They've got 5 different designs of camouflage. I'm going to be picking up a couple of them myself, so make sure you get those. Bringing mine to Stafford this week and next week, too. We're going to be partying it with the SRX crowd as well. Stone River Outfitters out of Amherst, New Hampshire, a brick-and-mortar fly tying shop up there in the New England area. I'm going to have to check it out next time I'm up in that area because I made mention earlier in the show here, I've never been fly fishing, but I used to tie flies myself and got pretty good at woolly buggers, but I never really got any of the other technical stuff down, so might be time to rekindle a hobby from my childhood. There you can see Patented Paints, talked about them, facebook.com/Patented Paints. Gets all your iRacing paints and helmets and racing suits, all that stuff painted up. Scott Patton be able to help you out with that, get you hooked up, looking sharp on the racetrack. Vidane Marketing Solutions. We do websites just like we do broadcasting. Check us out. We do merchandise designs, all sorts of stuff. Hit us up on Facebook. Give me a shout. We'll be able to take care of all your merchandising needs. That way you can concentrate on making that car go fast. And as always, your friends here at Vidane TV. Tip the Vidane TV crew. Tip.vidane.net. And always trying to support those that support us and that support our great sport here of sim racing. And you can see we're just kind of sifting through the field looking at the most exciting battles here. There's a good shot of the 78 car, James Hearns. There's Jay Smoke right in front of him. Little bit of a bobble there, and looks like he's going to scoot on over, let the 78 by. And there's the 41 car as well of Wesley Holland. So Wesley trying to get around the lap traffic here.
You were talking about tipping the crew. I might add to that my wife will streak, by the way.
Not something that we'll be able to stream on Vidane TV, but I guess there's other websites we can stream that to if we needed to.
I got a challenge for you, Paul. You got the SRX crew coming into Stamford next weekend. I challenge you to get Tony Stewart to say, "You're watching Vidane TV."
That would be pretty
and if
awesome.
you do that, I'll get Bubbles from the Trailer Park Boys to do it. And I will take that challenge.
Now, it's not going to be Noel Fougier doing his mom's impression, right?
The real Mike.
That would be pretty cool. But taking a look, here's Keith Haney. Man, oh man, picking him up, putting him down. He's up to a 14-second lead on Kyle Chadwick. Had a little bit of an incident, it looks like, with the 88 car dropping all the way back that far. Wesley Holland still holding on to third. Vern Margheim in fourth. Brian Abbott fifth. So the status quo up front, top 5 drivers still the same, just a little bit spread out. And you can see Christopher Davis in the 78 car holding on to 6th. Kim Quick there in 7th. Haven't really talked about Kim too much here today. You can see he's rocking the RSI logo on the hood and the quarter panels, one of the sponsors here in the league. Charlie Widener right behind him in the spam car. We still got to get you hooked up with some spam. I might have to mail you some of these single serve packets.
It just sounds like cat food.
That's about what it is.
To mention Kim Quick, he actually has started in 7th and is currently in 7th, so he's holding his own here. Hardest charger here, we've had a change in this one. Eric Talent, now up 7 spots, finds himself in the 9th position. So man on the move. Another one that has stayed pretty much where he was at the start of this, Michael Milfeld Jr. started 10th, now currently 10th, but James Hearns, another big mover here tonight, picking up 5 spots, finding himself in 12th. We had some action down pit road earlier on. We've seen the 05 James Lehman took a splash of fuel. So will they need to come down one more time? I'm not sure, but we've already seen Lehman take that splash. So it should be interesting to see what happens here in the final 5 laps.
I'm actually trying to take a peek. I don't see James Lehman in the car. I know we saw him come down pit road there about a lap or 2 ago. I don't think he rejoined the field, so that's very, very curious. But in any sense, we're working 5 laps to go. It's going to be tough to see who's going to be able to stretch this fuel out, who's going to come down for a splash. And with so few laps to go, I think we're going to end up seeing some of these guys take 2 tires, Mike.
Well, with 5 to go here, looking at the gapage right now, Keith Haney, has got 15 seconds. So Kyle Chadwick really fell. We may have missed something there. I believe Chadwick might have came off the track there, but Haney now with a 15-second gapage now. I don't know. If I was Haney, I'd try to extend it here.
It's going to be tight. We're seeing a lot of these drivers. They're definitely some guys that might be able to make the one-stop race. The first stint there saw 18 or 15 laps throughout the top 12, 16 laps for some of them.
Tyreheimer had 18 laps on his initial run.
There you see James Lehman too, but not seen him on track. So it's going to be tough to tell, Mike. I think it's going to be a toss-up.
You know what? If the boys were getting 18 laps on fuel, I think I'd stretch it, man. I would go the distance here as we're seeing a 17-second lead right now for Keith Haney. So pretty big gapage here. So Haney is, what we've seen this in the past. We've seen some lap traffic, got into some issues on that final lap. So still plenty of racing left. 4 to go here at the Stone River Cup here at Sonoma, California. If you just tuned in, it's a good time to tune in if you just tuned in. Hey, Paul, it's Mike James here from the Eastbound International. Paul Showtime Strickland making the call here. What a night here. 160 feet of elevation changes here at Sonoma. Boy, they're really getting it going. And there's that lap traffic we talked about, Paul. Haney now going to put another one down. That is where it could get tangly as we see a little conage going on there. There'll be a car off the track there at the top of the screen, but still plenty of action to go here.
And we've made mention before, there you can see the 123 and Michael Milfeld Jr. rocking the Federated Auto Parts scheme, made famous by Kenny Schrader, holding on to the top 10 in 10th right now. And we don't want to jinx it, but every single one of these road courses, Mikey, we've had a last lap incident with the leader. Last 3-4 laps or so, there's always been something that goes on. And it's a matter of making sure that you don't break your concentration. And Keith Haney here in the 87 Ford has done a great job working this way through the track. Almost a 20-second lead now on Kyle Chadwick. Shows that he's put in a lot of laps over the past week here for practice times. And you can see on the left-hand side right now, Talent in the number 5 car, the 9th position is the last car on the lead lap. So 9 cars on the lead lap out of the 14 still currently running. And kind of a, don't want to call it a war of attrition, but it seems like this track has eaten up a lot of the drivers and kind of chewed them up a little bit. But Keith Haney doing a great job, 22nd lead over Kyle Chadwick in second.
Yeah, plenty to go here. Still 3 to go here. You're talking about, we've got about 1:19 seconds is our lap time right now. So about 4 minutes left to go here. Will Haney be able to hang on to it and maintain that composure, that concentration level that we've seen? He's led every single lap here at Sonoma. Kyle Chadwick has been giving him a great run here. He's after picking up a few seconds here, but about 20 seconds in the difference between the 2 cars. So something has happened. We did miss an off our screen earlier on. Kyle Chadwick was within 4 seconds of our leader, was really gaining strong, really fast lap times. So, but unfortunately, something had to transpire there and really fell him back about 15 seconds here. So anything can happen though. With 2 to go here, Chadwick might be able to pull this one off. It depends what we'll see. Could be a lap traffic incident. Who knows? We'll find out.
And you can see there on your screen, the last 5 lap times, Haney's been better by almost 2 seconds on most of these laps. So it's 2 seconds is a long way on this racetrack. But definitely something amiss on that 88 car. Was running some. Whoa, there's a little bit of an off-track incident. That's one of those hey-oh moments. But doing a good job holding on to second. It seems like the tires or the handling has gone away on that Toyota though. So Keith Haney back up front. You can see very consistent lap times.
He hits that cone.
He hits that cone almost every time. We're gonna end up having to tip the cone guy for getting out there and standing it back up every time.
You know, it would suck if that cone actually lodged itself into the front bumper and he lost the race because of that cone.
You'd have to see
Final lap, White Silk is in the sky for Keith Haney, Paul. Oh boy, about 13 more corners to go. Can he hang on to it here? Do not hit that cone on that final lap.
Gonna end up having to put a GoPro on that little cone there, but let's ride on board with the leaders, shall we? You can take a look. Here's the 87 car getting it in. There's some lap traffic up ahead in that turn, and you can hear her just really kind of babying the transmission a little bit. You don't want to miss a shift. You don't want to miss an acceleration point. You don't want to really mess anything up here. Focusing in on everything that he possibly can, making sure that he hits all of his marks, and doing a good job of it.
The 22-second gap in between the 2 cars here now. Haney, Kyle Chadwick, Wesley Holling, your top 3, but huge gap. Looking at the difference between the 2 here, Wesley Holling now sneaking up on the back of the 88, could have a shot at the P2 here. That is going to be the battle here to the finish line, as Haney has a clear picture to the finish line as he gets set here to take checkers.
Missed the cone, but nice and easy down through the hairpin. Going to come up on that final straightaway. Barney in the flag stand waving that checkered flag up through the gears and smashing on through. All you got to do is cross that line, and there you have it. Oh, hang on to her.
Get to the 88. 3/10 of a second in the difference between our P2. Here it is. Here's the battle, folks. Holland putting on some pressure on that 88. Oh, baby, a couple more corners here. Who will come by with the big P2?
And there you see it, the 88. Kyle Chadwick finishing second.
88.
Great run for the 88, and you can see the 41 car right behind him. Wesley Holland finishes third. And man, oh man, what a great battle there. I think we might have seen something a little bit closer if we had a few more laps, but a great run by both of those drivers for sure.
Props to Holland after bridging that gap. There was quite a bit of gapage between himself and the 88 and really cranked it up like he was saving something here for the final lap. Now, Haney had such a huge advantage over our top P2 and P3 drivers. But, Sonoma is a technical course, 160 feet of elevation change. This is a driver's challenge, and we're seeing it, obviously, in the amount of drivers that registered here tonight. Some of them, this is just a bloody nightmare. So we'll be interested to see what happens this Sunday. That is one thing I love about this league, is that we're chasing the cup. And when it comes Sunday time, after calling this show with you, Paul, it's always a pleasure because I go back to what happened on Thursday while I'm watching Sunday's race.
Oh, 100%. It's always cool to get a little bit of a sneak peek of the action that we're going to see from the Cup Series. And you can see that's one heck of a race here this evening here at Sonoma. And burning them down there up front. Keith Haney in the 87 car. Don't have to worry about tire wear now. He's getting everything he can out of that burnout. And I think that's usually where they park the haulers, isn't it?
Yeah.
But a great run nonetheless for the 87 car. Really picking them up and putting them down here. Haney, Chadwick, Holland, Markheim, and Davis rounding out the top 5. Abbott, Quick, Widener, and Talent. The top 9 cars on the lead lap. Milfeld Jr., the first car, 1 lap down. Patton, Hughes, Hearns, Paradise, Terheimer, Lehman, Merck, Watts, Schreck, and Woolbolt rounding out the top 20 here. And it seems our timing and scoring has gone kaput. So we'll try and get the running order back up on screen here. As it were. But man, what a great race here. We're going to go over to the post-race show and see if we can't catch up with some of these drivers here. And we'll go see if we can pick up Haney here. Keith Haney out of the extra team number 1 channel. Keith Haney picking him up, putting him down, won the race by about 20 seconds. Great run, great victory here at the road course. Talk to us about it. Keith, you got a copy?
Oh, yes, sir, I do. Hang on. I got my mic's a little messed up.
Oh, no worries. Great celebration there, burning them down, and an awesome win. You made it look easy here at Sonoma, a very technical racetrack. Been around in the NASCAR circuit for a very, very long time. Talk to us about that victory.
Oh, man. It was a well fought for it, that's for sure. I didn't know if I was going to get one this season or not. The guys are pretty stout out there, that's for sure.
Absolutely. We see the competition getting stronger and stronger, it seems, as the week goes by here in the Stone River Outfitters Cup Series on Thursday night. Stone River Outfitters jumping on board with the Cup Series sponsorship. Definitely see that you put some practice laps in. Was this something you just kind of picked up today? Did you practice all week? How many laps did you end up turning at Sonoma?
Well, really, I only got to practice this evening once I got home. A little bit right there before the lobby opened up. I was glad to get it too because this car was really ill. If I wouldn't have got that little bit of practice, I'm sure I would have been top 10 for sure. But nowhere near where I finished tonight.
Definitely made it look easy here. Coming home with the victory, 20 seconds over second place, Kyle Chadwick. And great run here tonight. And we know you don't do it alone. Everybody needs a little helping hand, a friend, family, sponsors. Anybody you want to say hello to?
Oh, man, I want to say hello to all the fans out there watching tonight. I want to thank you guys at Patton for putting on this broadcast. Love going back watching it. Everybody at Multi-League, I really appreciate what they do. Man, I appreciate all the attendance for everybody that shows up every week. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a race. So, man, I appreciate everything everybody does.
A great race. You made it look easy here tonight, Keith. Congratulations on the win.
Hey, man, thank you very much.
Sliding on down just a little bit further, we're going to see if Mikey caught up with that second place finisher, the 88, Kyle Chadwick.
Hey, Kyle, you have a copy?
I do.
Bro, man, those last couple of laps were intense. Just take us through your night. Were you set up for the long run or short run coming into this one?
I was definitely set for the short run. I burnt my stuff up on the rear tires too quick both times and a lot of mistakes.
We didn't see it on the screen. You had Hingley within about 5 seconds. You were getting into the 4-second mark. You were gaining on him by about 0.4 of a second. What happened there? Did you have an incident, a hairpin? It just wasn't on our screen at the time when it happened.
No, I fried the rear tires up so bad. Coming down the S's, making the left, I spun into the grass. It just no grip.
Oh, man. Well, it was exciting to see the 88 Air Jordan machine put on a show here tonight. Kyle, you did an awesome job out there. This is a very tactical course. Obviously, is this one of your favorites?
No, this is my most hated road course, so I'll take it.
Well, it's an exciting one, 160 feet. We were talking about the ups and downs. What's it like when you're going downhill into some of those corners?
It's just a lot of throttle control. There's not a lot of grip in the rear tires, especially when you burn the tires up, and it just wants to spin at all times.
100%. A lot of practice throughout the week. Did you put the time in for this one?
I put a lot of time in for this one, but I put it in at the other version of Sonoma, so that was my mistake.
Well, it happens to the best of us, and man, from all of us, congratulations, bro. But who gets it done for you? And how was your Memorial weekend?
It was very good. It's a lot of racing and iRacing.
There you go. Anybody you want to thank tonight for the podium finish?
Just thanks to everyone at V&K Racing. Thanks to Kim and everyone that puts this league on. You guys for the broadcast.
Awesome to hear, Kyle. We look forward to seeing you next week, hopefully, and seeing that 88 machine on the podium again. Best of luck throughout the weekend.
Thank you.
That's Kyle Chadwick, folks. Man, what a job he did. Unfortunately, like you said, the tires fell off there throughout the course of the 32-lap main, but he was there right from the beginning and almost held on right to the end.
And speaking of holding on right to the end, third place finisher, the number 41, of Wesley Holland. Wesley, great run here tonight. We've asked the question a couple of times here in the booth so far. Set up for the long run or the short run here at Sonoma?
What's that, buddy?
Were you set up for the long run or the short run here at Sonoma for the start of the race?
Honestly, I don't know where I was good because I was wrecking myself the entire race. So when it came down to it, I probably should have pitted there on that first run with Keith and missed that opportunity, and then I just messed that whole lap up. So, I mean, that was pretty much my chance to stay with Keith there, and I kind of messed myself up there.
He definitely made it look easy. Ran third pretty much the entire race, other than the pit stop there, right around halfway, just shy of halfway, I believe it was there on lap 14 or 15, and a little bit of damage on the race car. Was that a contact on track, or was that something kind of a slip up, hit the wall? We didn't see what happened to the side of the car there.
I was coming up through the S's there, past turn one, right after I pitted, just trying to make up time, and kind of slid the nose, got off track, and then overcorrected and went right into the tires. So that was all my own doing, and yeah, kind of disappointing because I think I had a 0X till then. But I mean, these road course races, I'm surprised that I finished third. I'm happy to be up here with all these road course guys we have over here in this league. Most of them didn't show tonight, so it gave me an opportunity to get a good finish here.
Well, a good finish is sometimes just what the doctor ordered, and man, third place made it look easy for sure, but nobody does it alone. Got to give you an opportunity to thank any friends, family, sponsors, anybody that helped you get to and from the virtual racetrack.
Just all these guys in the league, all the admins here do an awesome job, give us a place to race every night of the week if we wanted to, so shout out to them and the buddies I run with, Jay in the 58 and Kyle Chadwick there that somehow sneaked me out there at the end.
Absolutely, but a great run here tonight. Congratulations on the podium.
I appreciate it, guys.
So that's going to wrap up here at Sonoma. 32 laps of road racing in the books. Man, oh man, what an exciting run here and a great top three between these drivers. And got to give another shout out here to Stone River Outfitters. Be sure to check them out on Facebook, on their website as well. They're out of Amherst, New Hampshire, kind of a brick and mortar shop. You can do all your fly tying on necessities and rods and reels and all sorts of outdoors gear. So be sure to check them out, Stone River Outfitters on Facebook. And Mikey, that's going to wrap it up here. Final thoughts, man. What do you think, Sonoma?
I loved it, man. It was awesome. Haney did a wonderful job. It was great to see Chadwick as well as Holland try to make a move there. And you know, that last-minute battle for P2 is always exciting going to that checkered. So congratulations to all participants. Looking forward to next week and keeping this going. And hopefully Truex takes the big win this weekend.
I don't know. I think Kyle Larson may or may not have his number in that 5 car. We got to add to that Hendrick Motorsports victory. But we will see Sunday for sure. Taking a quick peek here at the upcoming events tomorrow night. Friday nights, we're always unavailable during the racing season. Going to be heading to Stafford Motor Speedway, hopefully, doing the unrain dance here in Connecticut. We're supposed to get some showers and thunderstorms, so hopefully that's kind of passes on by and somebody else gets wet for a change. But Monday night, the Sim 500 Trans Service Cup Series returns at 9:05. Wednesday, little doubleheader action with the Tim's Corner Motorsports Tim's Corner Live, episode number 19. And right after that, the Fatheads Cup Series Championship race at Texas Motor Speedway. 4 drivers going for that championship. That is going to be exciting, especially after that young number 19 Trevor Apsher comes home with the victory. And then next Thursday, right back here for the Stonefitters easy enough for me to say, right? The Stone River Outfitters Cup Series, brought to you by the Multi-League. And be sure to check out these Multi-League guys over on Facebook. They race every single night of the week, some nights multiple times. So lots of action with these guys and lots of action here at Vidane TV. But that's going to wrap up things here for us. We are going to get on down the road. We'll catch you on the flip side. When we do, we're going to be doing it live, and we're going to be drinking
Bush.